Hi folks, this is Rod Charles here at the Oxford High School Natatorium. That's the fancy way of saying swimming hole. It's Oxford versus our friends in Lower Oxford, sometimes known as Lake Orion. It's the Lake Orion Dragons against the Oxford Wildcats, the first meet of the year for the swimmers and divers. So we are getting ready right now as we speak for the medley relay. It's the 200 medley relay. It features 2 lengths backstroke, 2 lengths breaststroke, 2 lengths butterfly, and the last 2 lengths are crawl stroke, more commonly referred to as freestyle. So let's get ready and watch our athletes get ready to churn that water. Okay, lanes 2, 4, 6, 8 are Oxford Wildcats. And as I mentioned, we're starting with the backstroke. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, Isabella Mezin, Alex Foster, Nora Wright, and Brenna Tonkovich. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, Megan Pavlock, Reagan Wolf, Alana May, and Jordan Madison. Lane 6 for Oxford, Samantha O'Haron, Bella Delano, Elise Bishop, and Christina Myers. And in lane 8, on the far side from our friends with the cameras, we have Anna Waite, Annabelle Watson, Kira Suliotis, and Molly Antonio. There's going to be one heat of this race. And once again, Oxford is in the even lanes. So the first lane closest to the camera is lane 2. Oxford is in even lanes, 2, 4, 6, 8. And Lower Oxford is in the odd lanes. 2 lengths backstroke. A little reminder here, these flags draped across the pool are to help the backstrokers know where they are.
Quiet at the start. Quiet at the start, please.
And away they go. Orion has a significant lead right now over there in lane 5. Now we have 2 lengths breaststroke. Looks like good starts for everybody, no disqualifications. A disqualification occurs when somebody jumps too soon. In a relay race, getting a first place is important because there are a lot of points scored for first place. So now we have the Orion butterflyer in the water. Sizable lead for the Dragons. Now we have a battle over here between lanes, it looks like lanes 6 and 7, and lane 3, if I might say. All right, last length is the freestyle, 2 lengths. Orion is way ahead over there in lane 5. Oxford's got a second place in lane 4, and it looks like Lake Orion has third place wrapped up in lane 3. Orion in lane 7, followed by Oxford in lane 6. Oxford lane 2 and Oxford lane 8. That's the medley relay, 2 lengths each stroke. As I mentioned, there's one heat of this race.
We're going to take a 5-minute break before next event. 5 minutes.
So let me take a moment. One of the nice things about Oxford is we have an 8-lane pool, which helps everybody participate. And I'm going to see if I can grab Greg, our official, and ask him a question. Hey, Greg, can I ask you a little bit? Maybe you can explain to us. You said lanes 2 and lanes 4 were disqualified?
Yeah, because a swimmer in each lane jumped.
Oh, okay.
They left before the other person touched the wall.
Okay. So lanes 2 and lanes 4.
Lane 2 and lane 4.
Okay. Hey, while we're here waiting a little break here, if I may ask you a couple swimming questions?
Sure.
So, how long have you been officiating? Or is this your first meet?
First meet this year in about 15 years.
Ah, first meet this year in 15 years. Okay, so you're not a rookie anymore, you have seniority.
That's right.
Okay.
That means I've got experience. I've done some.
And what made you get interested in becoming an official?
Because I was a swimmer myself.
Really? Where'd you swim?
Oakland University.
And where'd you swim in high school?
Groves, Birmingham Groves.
Birmingham Groves, huh? Was John Wick the coach?
No, his name was Jim Gilster.
I don't know him. I remember.
Before Wick.
Okay. Well, you remember Wick the Stick, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Famous
Absolutely.
coach in the world of swimming, John Wick from Groves, and I didn't know the gentleman he knew. Did you get a chance to catch much of the Olympics?
I watched as much as I possibly could, yeah. The swimming in general, yeah.
Now, you mentioned to me earlier that you teach some classes in Russian history, et cetera, or Russian current events. So what do you think about Russian cheating in the swimming this year?
Well, they have rules and regulations that everybody's got to follow, and they all have to play by the same rules, whether they're from Russia, the United States, Germany, whatever. I just don't think it's all standardized completely yet. It's just too much human error there still.
And I don't get too much into it, but a lot of people felt that Russia should not have been allowed to participate because they were caught overtly cheating in the last Olympics. What are your thoughts on just complete banning?
There's an international organization that made the call on that told them that those that were clean for a certain amount of tests could participate in this year's Olympic, but they couldn't march with any of their colors or to their flag or hear their national anthem.
What would your ruling have been if you were the top official making the decision?
As far as them swimming,
Yes.
if they passed all the tests prior to, and everybody else had to do the same thing, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. All right.
Remember, there was the sprinter, the Olympic sprinter for us in 100 meters, and that lady actually had some trauma in her life and smoked a joint, I believe it was, and had that residue in her system.
Oh, the track, yeah.
Right.
Well, that was.
Rules are rules.
I hear you. Okay.
You can't bend them.
Well, that's the issue with the Russians is how far they bend, you know.
But they weren't caught within a certain period amount of time. There was a period of time, and then before, most of those winners, after they have their events, because I used to do the Krim race, and a lot of the Russians would be there, they have to go to the bathroom and give them a sample, and that's tested right away.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad I asked you the questions then because I wouldn't have known that. And we have a superstar swimmer here from Birmingham Groves and Oakland University.
Well, I wasn't a superstar.
If you swam at Oakland University, you were some degree of a star. Come on, Greg. Well, I hope our friends on in TV land got a chance to enjoy that little interview there, impromptu interview. Greg does teach a little bit of Russian history, international relations at Oakland University, so interesting to hear his perspective on Russian cheating in the Olympics. Anyhow, this is Rod Charles here at Oxford High School. Oxford against Lake Orion. We have the 200-yard freestyle. Oxford's in the even lanes. So, lane 2 for the Wildcats, we have Morgan Hanks. Lane 4, Reagan Wolf. Lane 6, Elise Bishop. Lane 8, Hope Smith. And just to repeat some of that bad news, if you don't mind me repeating bad news, is we had quite a disaster in that first event. The Wildcats had disqualifications in lanes 2 and 4. But right now we have the 200-yard freestyle. That's 8 lengths freestyle. Most swimmers use crawl stroke since it's faster usually. Nice split for that swimmer in lane 5 for the Orion Dragons. She hit the wall at about a 59.9, it looked like to me. That's a pretty good split for the first half of the race, especially at this time of the year. Nice swim by the Orion swimmer in lane 5, Paige Potter. Paige hit a 2:05. Reagan over there in lane 4, if you look at the scoreboard, 2:14. The 200 is a tough race to swim because it's not a sprint and it's not a real long race, but you certainly can't blow everything out in the water for 8 lengths. It's a very difficult swim because it involves not only sprinting, but it involves pacing yourself as well. That was a 200-yard freestyle. One heat of the 200 free. Next, we're going to have the 200 IM. That's individual medley. It's one swimmer doing 4 lengths. The IM is, that was one of Michael Phelps' favorite races. In Olympic swimming, by the way, they use a 50-meter pool. That's more than twice the length of our pool here at Oxford High School. Standard high school pools are 25 yards, and as I mentioned, Olympic pools are 50 meters. So when we watch the Olympics, they do a lot of swimming between turns. And as I said, this is the 200 IM. They start with the butterfly, then back, then breast, and then freestyle. It's a great race. It involves knowing, obviously, all strokes. If you watch the Olympics this year, you saw a lot of the swimmers finish this race, and they were pooped out. They were exhausted. So, anyhow, we're getting ready for the 200 IM. Let's see who we've got over here for the Wildcats. Oxford is in the even lanes. We've got in lane 2, Nora Wright. Lane 4, Megan Pavlock. Lane 6, Bella Delano. 8 lengths, as I said, fly, back, breast free. It's a great race. A lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to participate, too. Participate in. You know, Michael Phelps was a great butterflyer, but he also was a great IMer as well. And for many of us, we might remember the previous superstar many years ago, Mark Spitz. Spitz was a flyer, and he also was good in the IM. Okay, here we go. Nice stroke there, nice swimming. You can tell Coach Boswell and Coach Haley for the Dragon Wildcats have done a lot of work on stroke. You know, in the butterfly, it's really important to keep your head low, keep that chin in the water. When they rise up too far, it gives them too much resistance. Now we're doing backstroke. And I mentioned during the medley relay, when you watch the backstroke, those flags we see are so the backstrokers can gauge their distance from the wall. Orion swimmers out in front in lane 5. Right now we have a battle for second and third and fourth going on. By the way, while I'm watching the breaststroke here, Head coach for the Wildcats is Jackie Rank, who is, in my opinion, one of the best coaches at Oxford High School. Assistant coach Paul Howard, and our diving coach is John Pearson. For Orion, head coach is a superstar swimmer that swam for the Wildcats, Haley Kornberger. Haley was a super swimmer for the Wildcats. Her assistants, Dawn Abbasi and John Pearson, also helps with the divers, and Jonah Grove is a volunteer assistant with our friends from Lake Orion. So head coach Jackie Rank for the Wildcats. Lake Orion head coach is Haley Kornberger. When you watch the freestyle, things that coaches look at, some small things that seem small, but they're not to a coach or a swimmer. You want to see the elbows pointing toward the sky, the ceiling. Elbows are up high. It allows for a better grab of the water. Again, this is Rod Charles, Oxford High School. Oxford High School Wildcats against the Lake Orion High School Dragons. Our friends working the cameras, Mr. Dan Zweiss and Mr. Sam Wright. Again, that's Dan Zweiss and Sam Wright. So if things look fuzzy, you know who to call. Just kidding, guys. Okay, Coach Rank is telling her sprinters to get ready to sprint. Next race we're going to see is going to be the 50-yard freestyle. It's the shortest race in high school swimming. It's 2 lengths of the pool. It's one of the fun things about high school swimming, or let's say swimming in general, is that everybody who participates in practices and follows the rules gets a chance to participate. It's not a sport where you have people that don't get to swim or dive, as the case may be. You know, it's not like, well, we only get five people on the court at a time. Everybody participates. And then here in Oxford, we have 8 lanes. Previously, a lot of schools had 6 lanes and some had 4 lanes. We've got 8 lanes here, so I would encourage anybody that watches this, if they have people that want to participate in a sport, swimming and diving has got to be one of the best out there you can ever see for participation. And one of the victories you see in swimming and diving isn't just getting first place, it's improving your time. So I did a 50 freestyle in 35, and the next week I do it in 34. That's a win. It doesn't always matter in my place. Anyhow, time to swim. 2 lengths, all out. Everybody here is an Oxford Wildcat.
Quiet at the start.
We have Isabella Hurst, Allison Luna, Annabelle Watson, Lauren Prebe, Lexi Hobson, and Dakota Gildy. So lane 7 is Dakota Gildy from Orion. Lane 6, Lexi Hobson from Oxford. Lauren Prebe, Annabelle Watson, Allison Luna, and Isabella Hurst. One of the great things about swimming and diving is the enthusiasm, especially, I have to say, with the female swimmers and divers. The enthusiasm is just so much fun to watch and participate in. Okay, now we're getting ready for Heat 2, Lane 2. I'm sorry, Heat 2 of the 50 freestyle. All right, we have here Lane 2, speaking of that, we have Morgan Hanks in Lane 2. Lane 4, Reagan Wolf. Lane 6, Jordan Madison. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. This was put in out of order.
Again, quiet at the start.
You know, I just read the wrong ones here. My apologies. We're Heat 2, and we have Molly Antoneau, Evelyn Kelso, Madeline Delaney, Chloe Geiger, Annabelle Watson, Allison Strummersh, and Maddie Illinois. I'm sorry, the sheet that was presented to me was out of order, so I presented the wrong names. And I'm going to go back and watch our swimmers here. Heat 2 out of 4 heats. Molly's in lane 2, Evelyn's in 3, Madeline's in 4, Chloe's in 5, Annabelle's in 6, Allison's in 7, and Maddie's in lane 8. That first heat, by the way, since the names were out of order, let me just run those by us again real quickly. We had Livy Rasky in lane 2, Zoe Cogswell, Isabella Hurst was in lane 4, Lily Carter was in 5, Kaylee Henke was in 6, and Allison Luna was in lane 7. That was in the first heat of the 50 freestyle. Now we are getting ready for Heat 3 out of 4. Same race, 2 lengths. Key thing here in a short race like the 50, everything is magnified in its importance. You know, if you're swimming a 500 freestyle and if you have a bad start, it's not the end of the world. In a 50 freestyle, if you have a bad start, it could be game over. So let's watch the starts. They should get off as quickly as they can. You don't want to give up anything on a short race. All right, good starts. We have Lexi in 2, Isabella in 3, Brenna in 4, Kira in 5, Olivia in 6, and Anna in lane 7. All right, nice swim. Again, Lexi Opson, Isabella Mezin, Brenna Tonkovic, Kira Suliotis, I'm guessing, Olivia France, and Anna Waite. The freestyle, like I said, is the shortest race, and as I mentioned, the elements of the race are magnified because it is short, so you want to have a good start. The other thing that gets important, especially here at a 25-yard pool, unlike an Olympic pool, there's a turn. If you swim a 50-meter Olympic pool, there's no turn. So, again, somebody with a good turn is going to beat somebody that just hasn't practiced their turns or doesn't do one efficiently. Okay. Now this Heat 4 counts for team points. Okay, 2 lengths freestyle. Lane 2, 4, 6, and 8 are Oxford. Here we go. Wow, look at that water churn. So lane 2 for the Wildcats was Alex Foster. Lane 4, Jordan Madison. Lane 6 was Christina Myers. And lane 8 was Samantha O'Haron.
The main pool is open for warm-up.
Our next event is going to be high school varsity diving. We have, for the Wildcats, Kirsten Alexander, Reagan Burns,
Timer.
Sarah Kohlenberg, Natalie Konkel, Tristan Korjarski, and then for Orion we have Sarah Gregg, Elena Thuss, or is that Tuss, and Emma Timms. We have a common coach for the divers, Mr. John Pearson. Finding a good diving coach is a challenge in high school swimming and diving. The Wildcats are fortunate to have Mr. Pearson available to coach. A lot of times what you'll see is a high school swim coach has to do double duty as the diving coach, and it's hard to be both at the same time. You're trying to train the swimmers, you're trying to change the divers. It's not an easy thing to do, not just time-wise, but expertise-wise. If you know a lot about swimming, you might not know a lot about diving, but you have to teach the diving and you have to judge it. That's not an easy task. I've been there, and it's very challenging, especially when you want to judge divers because you want to give them a fair shake, so you better know what to look for. I mean, the simple things on diving would be how they come off the board and how they enter the water, body straight, toes pointed, things like that. Natalie Konkel from Oxford. Forward dive, 1.2 DD.
Slide on the deck.
Nice dive. Nice dive.
Then score 16.8.
And if you heard the scores there, 5, 4, 5.
1C, forward dive tuck.
Okay. Tristan from Oxford doing a forward dive. Same one. Nice, nice, nice. Our three judges on our super duper fancy electronic system, let's see what they say. I guess they're not saying anything. I don't see a score. There we go. 5, 5.5, 4.5.
Next time,
Total of 18 points. All right, now for the Dragons, we have Sarah Gregg doing a forward dive, 1.2. Nice dive. You know what's critical, or many things are critical, but when you are doing diving, you know, there's the approach towards you come to the board, and you'll see the divers measure their steps, plant their feet, and they want to go up fairly straight, not start doing their forward momentum too soon. So here's Reagan Burns. So Reagan on the forward dive. Let's see what she got. A 4.5, a 5, and a 5.
next time is Elena doing a 101.
Elena Tuss from Lake Orion doing a forward dive. So we're all doing forward dives as our required dive tonight. Very good. Five, 5.5, 5.
Next time is Sarah.
Sarah Kohlenberg.
101C, forward dive tuck.
Nice.
Judge 2.
Well, so far no scores. Five, 5.5, 5. There we go. Emma Timms from our friends in Lake Orion. Now she's doing a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Nice. Very nice. I'm going to give her a 6 on that myself. Oh, and she gets a 5, a 6, and a 5.
5.6.
Kirsten Alexander doing an inward dive.
Doing a forward.
Difficulty in this is rated at 1.4. So obviously she's at the end of the board and she's going to dive inward. Good. You notice, by the way, when the divers do that, they grab onto their knees. Among other things, that helps with controlling the amount of spin that the body is going to go through.
Award 17.5.
4, 4.5, 4. For the Wildcats, Natalie Conkle. This degree of difficulty on a forward somersault is 1.4. Now the judge will mark her down a little bit because of her arm position as she entered the water. And they give her a 3.5, a 3, and a 4.
Next diver is Tristan, doing a 103C for 1.5 somersault top.
Okay, Tristan's doing a somersault, 1.5 somersaults. Nice. Four and a half, 6, and 6. Ooh, Jackie was tough on that one. Lake Orion has Sarah Gregg doing a forward somersault. The DD in this is 1.4. Nice dive. If I was a real critical scorer, I would probably want her to get a little bit higher in the air on that dive. 4.5.
2 is a 4.
4. And judge 3 is 5. So 4.5, 4, 5. Okay, Reagan Burns doing a degree of difficulty dive of 1.6. This is a forward dive with 1.5 somersaults. Very good. Well, we'll see as the season progresses. Obviously, the divers are going to continually improve. I see we have Judge 2 is 4.5.
Award 24.
So we have 4.5, 5, 5.5. Elena Tuss from our friends in Lake Orion is doing a degree of difficulty forward 1.5 somersaults. I have to compliment our divers here from Orion and Oxford. They are doing a pretty nice job as far as body position. And there's areas that, if we're real picky, we could say, you know, maybe keeping the feet together as they enter, those kind of things. But they've got the basics down pretty darn good. Sarah Kohlenberg, 1.6, another forward dive, 1.5 somersaults.
Award 24.
Okay, Emma Timms from Lake Orion.
Next diver is Emma.
She's doing a reverse dive. This is the dive I was talking about earlier that I think is scary. Nice job. Oh, wow. Maybe a little twist at the end, but other than that, I'd say it's a pretty darn good dive. 5.5, 6, 5. Yeah, reverse dive, as we just saw, you come off the board and you reverse direction.
1A, back dive straight.
Kirsten Alexander is doing a back dive. Now this one's going to have a degree of difficulty of 1.7. You get these higher degree of difficulties, it gives you a chance to rack up additional points.
Award
2.5, 3, and 3. Natalie Conkle from Oxford is doing an inward dive. Degree of difficulty is 1.4. So here, as you see, as Natalie gets at the end of the board, she's going to come off the board and then dive inward.
Award.
3, 3.5, and 3. Tristan Kornberger doing a back dive. Difficulty is rated at 1.6. Came off pretty good. A little unfortunate twist there at the end. 3, 3.5, 3.5.
Next diver is Sarah.
Sarah Gregg from Lower Oxford, sometimes known as Lake Orion. 1.6 is the degree of difficulty. Nice dive.
Award.
5, 5.5, 5.
Next diver is Reagan. 201C. Back dive tuck.
Reagan Burns doing a back dive. 1.5 is the DD. Okay, she got some decent height, and then as you saw, she pulls her knees in. It allows her to get a little bit more spin. 5, 5.5, 5.5. From Lake Orion, we have Elena Tuss doing a reverse dive once again. She's going to come off the board and then reverse direction and come back towards the board. Okay, good height. Obviously a little bit too much momentum coming off the board. 4, 4, 4.5.
Next diver, Sarah.
Sarah Kohlenberg, back dive. 1.5 is the DD. I'll say this about Oxford schools here. We run a great diving meet. Everything works pretty quickly once we get rolling. Nice dive, Sarah. Five, 5, 5.
5-0.
Well, all three judges agree.
201B. Back dive pipe.
Emma Timms from Lake Orion doing a back dive. 1.6. Wow, that's a pretty good dive. Obviously fell over a little bit there toward the end, but I think overall that was a pretty nice dive. I'm going to give her a 5 on that. Let's see what the judges say, the official judges. 5, 6, and 4.5.
Next diver is
Now we have Kirsten Alexander doing a 1.5 somersault with a twist.
somersault. 1 twist 3.
This is the highest DD we've seen all night. This has got a 2.2 degree of difficulty.
Fail the dive, please. Fail the dive in advance.
Something weird going on here. Let's see, they're going to fail the dive. They're switching dives. She's doing a back dive.
Liam, what dive are you on?
Looks like they lost track of what dive they're on.
Natalie.
Okay.
201A. Back dive.
And I was just complimenting us on running a smooth diving event. I cursed them. Natalie Conkle doing a back dive. This has got a pretty good DD on this, 1.7. Okay, let's see our 3-judge panel. Jackie Rank, official Greg, and Haley. They give her a 3, a 2, and a 2.5.
401C.
Tristan Kornberger doing an inward dive, 1.4 difficulty. Nice dive. 5.5, 6.5, and 6.
Sarah, doing 201A, back dive straight.
Sarah Gregg, Lake Orion Dragon. Back dive, 1.7. Looks like she fell off. Official Greg is wondering what's going on here a little bit.
Judge 2.
All right, they're discussing the scores, and they're giving her 2, 2, and 1.5. 2, 2, 1.5. Okay, on to our friends from Oxford. Reagan Burns, inward dive, 1.4.
Award 23.1.
5, 6.5, 5. Lena Tuss from Lake Orion doing a back dive, 1.5. Five, 4, 4.5.
20.25. Sarah.
Sarah Kohlenberg from Oxford doing an inward dive. DD is 1.4. Nice dive, Sarah. I'm guessing her. I'm guessing a 5.5 at least. Let's see what the judges have to say. And they're giving her a 6, a 7, and a 6. All right. It's the highest scores that we've seen tonight. Emma Timms from Lake Orion doing an inward dive. All right, let's see what Emma gets from our 3-judge panel. 6, 7.5, and 7. Kirsten Alexander. Now you're talking serious business right now. We're talking a 3.0 difficulty reverse somersault. Oh, we got another change here. Now we're changing it. We're doing a 1.5 somersault with a half twist. 2.1 is the difficulty rating, which is so far tonight the highest degree of difficulty we've seen. So once again, back dive, 1.5 somersaults with a half twist. Oh, Coach Pearson's.
Next dive is Tristan with a 52, 31 feet.
All right, he's just checking to make sure everything is copacetic.
Half twist free.
Here we go. Here goes Tristan. Let's see. 2.1, the highest difficulty so far. And the judges' scores are 3, 3, and 3.
8.90.
All right, now we have from Lake Orion, Sarah Gregg doing an inward dive, 1.4.
What?
Just a reminder,
Transfer over.
when we take the 3 judges' awards and we multiply that by the degree of difficulty, that determines how many points a diver gets. And then obviously, as we go through our 6 dives, and we add them up at the end, and hence we get first, second, third, fourth, etc. Hold on there, Sarah. Hold on a second. Coach Pearson's checking on the diving system right now as we see what's going on.
Next time is Sarah, 401C, inward dive tuck.
All right, now we're ready to roll. We're on round 5, by the way, out of 6. This is an inward dive.
Award 21.70. Next diver, Reagan, doing a 51-22D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free.
Good dive by Reagan. That was a 1.9 DD. Five and a half, 5.5. So she got some nice points in that one. 118 points so far for her. Elena doing inward dive. This is her 5th dive. Good dive.
Award 22.40. Next diver, Sarah, on a 301C, reverse dive top.
Sarah Kohlenberg, her 5th dive. She's doing a reverse dive. Difficulty is rated at 1.6. Nice height off the board. A little bit too much momentum, but really good height. And what she did there can easily be improved on as the season goes forward. She gets 4, 5.5, and 5. Emma from Orion is doing a back somersault with a half twist. 1.7 DD on this.
Back 1 somersault, half twist free.
Once again, back somersault with a half twist. All right, good dive. Probably could have got her arms down a little bit more. And the judges gave her a 5.5, 6, and 6. Kirsten Alexander, the scoreboard says, oh, they're changing it again. All right.
Next diver is Tristan, doing 301C.
Tristan's doing a reverse dive. 1.6 DD.
Award 20.80. Sarah, doing a 51-22D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist.
Sarah Gregg from Lake Orion, forward somersault, half twist. Good job, Sarah. Four and a half, 5, and 5.
Reagan doing a 301C.
Okay, Reagan Burns for her final dive tonight is doing a reverse dive. Nice.
Award 18.
4.5, 3.5, 3.5. Elena for her final dive is doing a somersault, forward somersault with a with a full twist. Pardon me. DD is 1.9. Four and a half, 5, and 5. Sarah Kohlenberg for her final dive is doing a reverse somersault. 1.6. Nice dive. Good height on that.
Award 24.80.
5, 5.5.
Emma doing a 51-22D for 1 somersault, 1 twist free.
Emma Timms from Orion doing her final dive, a forward somersault, 1 twist.
Award
5.5, 5, 5.
4-5. That completes diving.
Well, as I said, I think once we get things rolling here at Oxford, we do a pretty efficient job of running diving. Let's run over for a minute and see if I can grab Haley Kornberger, former superstar swimmer here at Oxford. Haley, so say something to all of your fans, your Oxford fans, and tell us why you're a trainer going to Lake Orion. No, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. Okay. Hi everybody. It's great to be back on deck. I love coming back home and being around, family, friends, everybody. I love this school, and I'm a little bit green and white, but I'll always have a heart of blue and gold.
You went to college where?
MSU.
Yeah, so the green and white's okay.
Yeah, so I stuck with it, but we know our origins, so always a wildcat, even though I'm a dragon.
Well, that's just temporary, So what did you swim at now?
I swim distance freestyle at college.
What distance?
About 200, 500, 1,000 a mile.
That would be, well, the 200 is not mid-distance.
Mid-distance.
Neither fish nor fowl, as we like to say, right?
Yes, for sure. So, yeah, it's not too many distance events here in high school. We do more sprint focus, so when I was here, I swam different events than I did when I was in school, so I had to learn different bit of a transition.
You ever do any long course swimming?
Oh, of course. Long course is the only course, according to my coaches, so definitely this is a little bit shorter.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier to Dan and others, 50 meters is significantly different than 25-yard pools. Did all the training and doing turns help you though at all in the long course or not? Is that more of a nuisance?
For sure. When I was swimming in college, they actually told us it's an athletic event. You're actually doing a squat and a push off the block. So whenever you were doing your turns, you're always trying to maximize your distance and get off the wall as quickly as possible because then you have less swimming. So turns are very important, especially in those distance races.
Well, a couple minor things and I'll let you go. What is your takeaway from watching the Olympics?
Oh, it's great. It's very interesting to see girls that you swam in college with and swam at Big Ten meets with on the stage with the world, competing for gold medals. It's great for the sport. I'm happy they had it this year. I'm happy we're getting back to some sense of normalcy and really, really looking forward to that push and having the new generation come in and seeing what they can do.
All right. Thanks, Danny. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
Yes.
I'll put over you with any open statement. Any comments on the diving so far tonight?
I actually thought we had 8 divers tonight, 2 brand new, actually most of them brand new. We only had 3 returning divers out of those 8.
Are you serious? They look
serious.
a lot better than that, I gotta tell you.
Only 3 of them have had any experience at all. So I thought they did really well. I made the swim coaches judge. They did all right. But here's the important part. I took a look at the results. The swim coaches, though I may not have always agreed with the score, they put the divers in the right order. They ranked the divers properly. They went pro 1, and they were in the right order. So I'm perfectly ecstatic with that, and I love the development because most of these girls have only been diving for a few weeks.
Well, I'm going to chime in a little bit there, as I said earlier. I know when I coached, came over swim coach, I always felt that it was very challenging for me to also coach and judge diving, and I always felt I want to do a good job because I want to cheat the divers. But it's challenging, and it's nice to have you as a full-time diving coach.
Well, I don't know of too many swim coaches. I know there's swim coaches that know diving can do a really good job. But when you've got 30 to 40 kids over here, and anywhere from 5 to 8 over here, and you can't do both and do them both justice.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, because that's what I said earlier. So, see, folks, I sometimes know what I'm talking about. couple other quick questions though. So the diving tonight we had, you want to just mention to the folks watching what the purpose of having a required dive is?
Sure. So we have a required dive. They call them voluntaries now. They changed a little bit since you and I were coached. But the first dive is a dive that has to be done by every diver. A group has to be represented. And we do those required dives to demonstrate throughout the course of the season that the divers are well balanced and they're working on all 5 groups. They have, by the end of the season, they have to be able to do front dives, back dives, reverse dives, which can be challenging, inwards and twisters. So that's why we do a voluntary or required dive of the week, and that's always your first dive.
So do you rotate practice between Oxford and Orion and group practices?
Absolutely. For practice purposes, we've combined the 2 diving team squads. People ask sometimes why I do that or how I can do that, and you saw it tonight. I set them up with their best lineup and let the judges sort them out, and it works well. But what we do, so Monday and Tuesday and Friday, we're down at Lake Orion from 3:30 to 5:30, and the kids carpool from here to there. On Wednesday, Thursday, we are here from 4 to 6:30, and on Saturdays, we're here from 8 to 10:30. So it's a balanced split between the 2 schools.
Good idea. And it's 6 days a week, I just noticed.
Oh, yeah.
For the divers and for the coach.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Olympics a little bit. You know, I watch the Olympics. I mean, I love swimming diving. I mean, I love it. I've always loved it. You know, when I was in high school and college, I'd go out on my way to catch the Olympics. I was just telling our cameraman here, I remember 1956, long before anyone here was alive, I was. We had the trials in Detroit.
Absolutely.
Brennan Pools.
Yep.
And then when I was swimming, I did the long course championships there. So going back to the Olympics, this is where I want to go with this. What was your favorite part of diving this year?
Well, the favorite part of the diving this year in the Olympics, quite honestly, was the performance of USA Diving. Team USA was outstanding.
Really?
Synchronized was well. We medaled on men's and women's events for synchronized diving, which is amazing. We had young divers representing us and veteran divers representing us on springboard and tower, both men's and women's. I've been lucky enough, I've watched a couple of those divers grow up. I mean, I've judged some of these divers, I know them, and they held up very, very well under the pressure and spotlight that they were performing under. And I thought that our team this year just represented the United States incredibly well.
It's impressive. When I was watching, I was at my house up in Taos watching it there, and the Chinese young ladies were amazing. I've never seen so many 10s in my life.
Now, you have to understand, the little Chinese girl in the one tower,
Yes.
she was 14.
14 years
Yes.
old.
Head and shoulders above the other divers. She was so poised for a 14-year-old. But this isn't a thing that just all natural talent. She's worked her tail off.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you want to look on the internet, you can actually see a nice documentary on that young lady. She's worked hard. She represents her country very, very well, and she represents diving well. And I used some of the video of her diving to help teach these girls.
You know, I was going to say, now in the day of technology and YouTube and everything else, those things are nice to show a diver or a swimmer, for that matter. Things like Coach Pearson's talking about. That young lady was I was just blown away by her diving.
I had to laugh.
I couldn't say her name.
You know what? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on her name. We talked about her drawing a blank. No, it was funny. Funniest story about her diving. Dive 6. Dive 6. She smoked dive 6. She already had 2 perfect 10s from all 7 judges in both dives 4 and 5. She did dive 6, and I turned to my wife. I had it on a great big screen at home. I said, you know what? That's a great dive. But she gave just some dumb judge an excuse to give her a 9.5. And sure enough, she had 6 10s and 1 9.5.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. And we use that technology. I have 2 monitors in this pool, and during practice, I have monitors and recording devices on all our diving boards. Our booster club helped us out tremendously. I've got water belts over this board for the first time in years. I can put our kids in belts, which takes a lot of the pressure off because I can spot them and support them. I've got an air compressor in the far room. I can do all of them. So we've got all kinds of wonderful training aids. So our
Don't
booster,
be telling all that because now we're going to think that it's too easy for you.
I tell you what, with these kids are making my job easy. They listen, they understand what I want, and the kids are making this program. It's a wonderful place to coach.
Well, thank you. Great job, by the way. And I know the
Girls under airport flight, making the way to Buckhead.
Okay, lane 2, 4, 6, Oxford Wildcats. Lane 2, Megan Pavlock. Lane 4, Elena May. Lane 6, Evelyn Kelso. 4 lengths butterfly.
In lane 2, lane padlock.
All right, watching the fly, you see that. You notice the kick, the dolphin kick, keeping those feet together. Both hands must touch the wall at the same time. Otherwise, official Greg is going to disqualify them. That's one of the things he watches for, a 2-hand touch at the turn and at the finish. Lane 5 has got a significant lead. Coach Kornberger from the Wildcats, who we just interviewed, was outstanding in the butterfly. Well, then again, she was outstanding in a lot of things. So Orion gets a 1-2. Oxford's getting a 3-4. That's a tough race to swim because your shoulders at the end are just having a difficult time getting over and above. You got to keep that head down, keep the chin in the water. Nice job by all swimmers.
Girls, you can clear the pool.
Okay. Next, event number 7 is the 100-yard freestyle. We're having 2 heats of the 100 free. And that's going to be 4 lengths. It's called freestyle, but most swimmers use the crawl stroke. Technically, they can swim anything they want. So if somebody want to do backstroke or fly or breaststroke, they could do that. I don't think you can do dog paddle, but who knows? I don't know. Okay, heat 1 of the 100 free. Let's take a look who's swimming. Lane 2, Isabella Hurst. Lane 4, Annabelle Watson. Lane 6, Levy Hobson. So Isabel is in 2. Allison from Orion is in 3. Annabelle from Oxford's in 4. Lauren from Lake Orion's in 5. 6 is Lexi. And lane 7 is Dakota for the Dragons. 4 lengths. You know, what we're seeing here, folks, as we watch these swimmers, the results of a lot of work from the swimmers, but I'm going to give credit again to the coaching staff, be it Coach Rank, Coach Kornberger, Coach Pearson, Paul Howard, Dan Abbasi, Jonah Grave. I mean, the coaches put in a lot of time too. Again, this is Rod Charles here at Oxford High School. Nice technique. Nice technique. Good job by the coaching staff and the swimmers. You watch those arms, they move out of the water, fingertip entry, elbows high. Those are things that coaching staffs look for in swimming.
Girls, stay in the water. Stay in the water. Stay in the water. Come on, you got this. Come on, let's give it a go.
All right. Lane 3, great job, everybody. Okay, here comes the varsity heat for heat 2 of the 100 freestyle. Lane 1 is Morgan Hanks. Lane 2 from Orion is Kate Rhodes. 3, Reagan Wolf for the Wildcats. 5 for Orion is Paige Potter. 6 for Oxford is Jordan Madison, and 7 for our friends from Orion is Valerie Vinci, or that'd be Vinci. Here again, 4 lengths freestyle, and we're going to want to see a good start on this, of course, because it's, you know, relatively short race. You want to see good, sharp turns. Those kick, it's called a flutter kick. They should be fluttering like crazy. Yes, they are. Okay, lane 5 in Orion, commanding lead. Nice swim, oh my gosh. Nice job, 56. Second place is 57.72. And Reagan had a nice job here too, 59.38. Jordy at a 101.
Come on, you got this. Come on, let's give this a roll. You got it. Almost there. If you're counting for the 500, please make your way to that in the pool.
Okay, our next race is going to be the 500-yard freestyle. The 500-yard freestyle is the longest race in high school swimming. It's 20 lengths to the pool. And if you heard Coach Kornberger saying earlier, when you go to college, they swim longer races. You know, she switched to distance races when she was in college. Kind of the Katie Ledecky of Oakland County, I guess I might call Haley. This one here, we've got, as I said, 20 lengths. And I can ask Dan if you'd look, or if we want to look down here toward the end of the pool, we're going to see some swimmers down there with counters for the swimmers, because it's not that difficult, my friends, to lose track of how many lengths you've done. It happens. There's swimmers that sometimes finish too soon, and sometimes people keep going when they're supposed to stop. So the idea there is they hold those placards in the water or above, whatever it takes, so the swimmer knows what lap they're on. And you'll see that bright orange is when they're on their last lap. We'll also see the official blow an air gun when the lead swimmer has got just 2 lengths to go. So once again, 500 yards, and it's the 25-yard pool, so do the math. 500 yards, 20 lengths. Lane 2 from Orion is Kaylee Harris. Lane 1 is Kaylee Harris. Lane 2 is Kira Suliotis for Oxford. Lane 3 for the Dragons is Clarice Larson. Lane 4 for Oxford is Alex Foster. Lane 6, Lauren Valentine. Lane 7 for Oxford is Samantha O'Haron. And 8 for Orion is Emma Schwartz. And away they go. Okay, our third length. So Lauren Valentine in 5 has a commanding lead. Her split at the 100 was 102.09. That's a nice split. Clarice Larson over there in lane 3 had a 106. That's also a pretty darn good split. You know, for swimming parents that are watching or listening to this, I would encourage you to consider getting a stopwatch just to get an idea of how your athlete is doing. Have an idea of what their splits are. It's not that you have to be the coach, but as a parent, it's kind of fun to know if your daughter is hitting her pace, exceeding it, behind it. Okay, we're approaching wow, nice split on a 200. That's about a 209, I'm guessing. 208. Now that's faster than some people can swim a 200 all out. Once again, 20 lengths. Here again at tonight's broadcast, we have Mr. Dan Zweiss and Mr. Sam Wright working the cameras, working the angles, as we want to say. Dan and Sam. I don't know if they do Motown or not, but I guess they could. And my name is Rod Charles. State qualifying for this race is 5:16.09. 5:16.09. Well, the pool record here at Oxford is 5:12. Winning time, lane 5 is 5:27. Excellent swim. And here we are, first meet of the year, so we're going to see a lot of improvement as time goes by from the swimmers and the divers both. It's kind of challenging to be in shape at this point, though a lot of swimmers will work out with a swim team during the summertime, a swim club, for example. Well, if you listen to the crowd, obviously there's no enthusiasm. Say that facetiously. Really fun to see all the exuberance here at Oxford High School. Nice technique. I'll tell you what, at this point in the race, your arms are so tired and your lungs are burning. Look at them. Great job.
All right, let's go.
Here comes our last swimmer. Look at that, swimming all the way through, not stopping.
You can clear the pool, girls. Clear the pool.
Nice job. Hey, we got a cap in the water. You should go get it. Okay, we go on the.
Okay, let's see what we have coming up here. I think someone lost a cap in the pool.
Chloe, Olivia, Dakota. Clarice.
Okay, next we have a relay. The 200 freestyle relay. Oxford's in the even lanes. Lane 2 for the Wildcats, Natalie Conkle, Kaylee Henke, Zoe Cogswell, and Annabelle Watson. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, Nora Wright, Christina Myers, Morgan Hanks, and Jordan Madison. Lane 6 for the Oxford Wildcats, Allison Strummersh, Lexi Hobson, Anna Waite, and Isabella Mezin. Lane 8, which is the farthest lane from our camera, Livy Rasky, Isabella Hurst, Lily Carter, and Evelyn Kelso. 2468. Okay, each swimmer is going to be doing 2 lengths all-out swimming, 2 lengths freestyle. And if we recall our first race, it was the 200 medley relay. Wildcats had an unfortunate occurrence. We had 2 of our relays disqualified for jumping too soon. That's one thing that the officials always look for. One of the easiest things to catch.
All right, next event is event 9, girls 200-yard freestyle relay. There's 1 heat.
Okay, 1 heat of the 200 free relay. It's really a fun race to watch and a fun race to participate in. You're anchoring lane 3. Hurry up.
Lane 3, get your cap guys. You gotta pay attention.
Lane 2, Oxford, Arnold, Matthews, Scott, Watson. Lane 3, Lake Orion, Houston, Taylor, Harris, Smith. Lane 4, we have Oxford, White, Myers, Houston.
Each swimmer doing 2 lengths, and just like we said, that turn has got to be crisp.
Lane 6, we have Oxford, Stern, Osmond, British, Benson. Lane 7, we have
close race between Oxford and Orion for first and second and third. Okay, let's watch this jump here. Make sure it's not too soon. Whoa. All right, good job. All right. Our next race is going to be backstroke. That's event number 10. We're going to have 2 heats of the backstroke. 4 lengths backstroke. And as I said earlier, the flags we see draped across the pool are to help the backstrokers know how far they are from the end of the pool. One of the things that's changed over the years in backstroke, well, several things I'm going to say. One is the turn is so radically different than many, many years ago. Now the backstrokers, as they approach the wall for their turn, they can turn onto their stomach and do a flip turn. Many, many years ago, as the sport developed, they had to stay on their back for the entire time, meaning as they approached the wall, they had to pivot around on their back and then push off all the time, remaining on their back. But as I mentioned, now when we see this race, you're going to see the backstrokers as they come, they will turn onto their stomach, they get 1 stroke, they do a flip turn, and they push off the wall. The other thing I want to mention about backstroke is the amount of time they stay underwater when they come off the wall. Okay, lane 3, Madeline Delaney. Lane 4, Allison Strummersh. Lane 5, Olivia Franz from Orion. Lane 6, Molly Antono. Lane 4, I don't see Allison unless she's way underwater. Two heats of the 100-yard backstroke. As we see, watch their stroke. You see the kick, the flutter kick. You want to keep your toes pointed. There's that turn we were talking about. Turn onto their stomach. They can push off underwater. Do some kicking while they're underwater. Easier said than done, because while you're doing that, your lungs are burning and you've got water going up your nose. Heat 1.
You can clear the pool, girls. Clear the pool. Come on, Mike. Move. Go great. Let's go, Lauren.
Okay, the varsity heat, or at least the one that counts for points, I should say, is lane 1, Lauren Prebe from Orion. Lane 2, Bella Delano from Oxford. 3, Kate Rhodes from Orion. 4, Elena May from Oxford. 6, Lauren Valentine from Orion. Lane 6 for the Wildcats, Elise Bishop. And lane 7 for the Dragons, Lillian Larson.
Backstroke. This is heat 2 of 2.
Now let's see, when they come off the wall, how far they go underwater.
Lane 1, Lauren Prebe. Lane 2, Bella Delano. Lane 3,
To me, it's amazing to see how far somebody can go underwater, holding their breath that long, doing a dolphin kick. By the way, we were talking about the Olympics earlier and the Russians cheating. It was the backstroke that one of the events that the Russians were called out on for cheating was in the men's backstroke. As we watch the strokes here, you see the flutter kick, as I mentioned, and you see the arms coming over. And a little technique thing I'd point out is as the hand comes over and reaches back behind a swimmer's head, the little finger goes in the water so that you can grab hold of water and propel yourself. Wow, what an awesome swim by Lauren Valentine at this point in the season. That's a 101.66.
Girls, you can clear the pool. Clear the pool.
That first place time was very close to state qualifying. Very close. That's Division I state qualifying, which is much more challenging, obviously, than D2 or D3. Again, this is Rod Charles here at Oxford High School. We have the Oxford Wildcats competing with the Lake Orion Dragons. Coaching for the Wildcats, Jackie Rank, Paul Howard, and John Pearson. Orion has Haley Kornberger, Dan Abbasi, and then John Pearson coaches both Orion and Oxford. We have the breaststroke. 100-yard breaststroke is coming up. 100-yard breaststroke, 4 lengths breaststroke. I want to point out, as we get ready for this race, that in breaststroke, when you watch them make their turns and the finish, they have to touch both hands at the same time when they touch the wall. If they reach out and use one hand, then they're automatically disqualified. if the official sees it. One heat of this race. Lane 2 for Oxford, we have Brenna Tonkovic. Lane 4, Nora Wright. Lane 6, Christina Myers. Lane 8, Lily Carter. And here we go, 4 lengths breaststroke. Another technique I want to point out with breaststroke. When you watch the hands, you know, for recreational swimmers, the breaststroke's a good stroke. And the arms in recreation swimming pull all the way back. In competition breaststroke, the hands don't go past the face. And the kick in competition breaststroke is a very sharp, hard, narrow kick. For those of us that polywog around the pool or the backyard lake or whatever we're swimming in, you know, we kick wide, whereas in competition it's a strong, narrow kick. Here we are at the third length. Orion's got a 1-2. Once again, this is where the athletes' lungs are burning and their arms are tired and their legs are tired. All that training they do, it's still hard to overcome the exhaustion. All right, looks like everyone so far has got a good clean finish, two-hand touch.
All right, let's help her out. Come on, you got this. Almost done. Let's give her some love. Stay in the water. Girls, stay in the water.
Event number 12 is coming up. That is the last race of the evening, the grand finale, a relay race. Each swimmer will be doing 4 lengths.
Lane 7, you can go get your cap.
For Oxford in lane 2, we have Levi Hobson, Evelyn Kelso, Madeline Delaney, Kara Suliotis. Lane 4 for the Wildcats, Reagan Wolf, Megan Pavlock, Elise Bishop, Alana May. Lane 6 for Oxford, we have Morgan Hanks, Alex Foster, Bella Delano, and Samantha O'Haran. Oxford again this evening has been in the even lanes. Orion is in the odd lanes. 4 lengths each swimmer. Once again, our camera crew this evening, Mr. Dan Zweiss and Mr. Sam Wright. OCTV.
Take your mark. At lane 2, Oxford, Hobson, Kelso, Delaney, Solis. Lane 3, Lake Orion, Vince Sports, and Larson. Lane 4, we have Oxford, Wolf, Contact, Fisher, Grant. Lane 5, we have Orion, Connor, Turner, Rhodes, and Valentine. Lane 6, we have Oxford, Hanks, Foster, Delano, O'Meara.
When you watch the freestyle swimming, another little technique thing that I want to point out is the breathing. You notice that the swimmer's face is in the water, and while it's in the water, you're blowing air out through your mouth and your nose. That gives you, keeps your head down, but then you want to make a quick turn to the side to grab some air. But you definitely do not want to lift your head up at all. You know, if you're going to the backyard pool and you see somebody swimming, they're going to lift with their face up. In competition swimming, that just does not work. Long season. Again, Oxford Community Television. OCTV. All right. Lane 5. .356.83 in lane 5. Lane 4 is a 409.49. State qualifying, by the way, for D1 schools is 343.19. Both Oxford and Orion are Division I high schools based on population. Based on population of the student body, that is. Population-wise, Orion has about twice as many residents as Oxford Township does. Just looking at the 2020 census, Oxford is about 18,000, almost 19,000, and Orion's about twice that much in Orion Township.
Come on, you got this. Good job. All right. That concludes our meet. We'll give you the score shortly.
Well, 400-yard freestyle relay, the last event, number 12 of the evening. So I just want to say thank you to our fine camera friends, Sam and Dan, or is that Dan and Sam? Depends whose mom is listening, I suppose, huh?
Yes, you edit.
Okay, that's why you edit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. And my name is Rod Charles, and you can edit that too if you wish. This is Oxford Community Television. Thank you very much. From Oxford High School swim pool, the Orion Dragons win the meet tonight against the Oxford Wildcats. Thank you very much, and have a great start of the school year.